it was the time that everything was about pixels, and but I wanted to preserve the name of film, so I actually mixed Pix Film, and I made Pix Film Productions. Fast forward, um, the name of Pix Film Productions that I've been using all my life for making my films, my Super 8s, and putting, Pix Film Productions at the end, gave me the idea of making a space that it will be my studio, and it will be also a place for others to use it as a space for, you know, thinking, creation, production, and many things that develop after. Pix Film, there's many things. It could be my studio here, or it could be a gallery space in the front, and that is used by the community. The city has been growing, and as artists and belonging to other organizations, we see displacement. So I was involved with the TASE, the Toronto Animated Image Society, for quite a long time, and we had a space in Liberty Village, which the city sold, and we were displaced, and we found this area, and this is in Dufferin and Geary area, which at the time, about it's going to be like 12 years ago, there was no much in Geary, and Lyft had already moved to Dupont and Dufferin, which people thought, or moving from downtown area to this area was like, wow, they're so far from anybody. But well, we found this place, and we thought that was an incredible, space that was completely empty, and it was a storage space for, I think, food. It was a cold storage, okay? And I thought, this is great. So it was a big space, so we partitioned it, and half of the space was taken by Taste, and the other half I took it. It was a big commitment, and I thought, well, at some point, Taste will expand because it's going to grow. So I was thinking of the growth of an organization, and they will take over, the extra room that I had. But that never happened, and I continued developing my little studio into a space that can be, also used by others in the community. So since then, that's how, we are, the dynamics of I'm in the back and the front is for anybody else. I'm not a selfish person. I rejoice when I see things made by others. I appreciate the art of the other, and I feel, enlightened by, others making things. I really push people to do the most of themselves, because I think by pushing them and seeing their realization, it helps me also internally to say, yes, they can do that, I can do my own thing. Sometimes the separation is very difficult because I probably take too much time on that other end. But, over the years, I'm trying to balance that and actually try to get my things done as well. But I think, first of all, is detaching myself from selfishness. And detaching myself from selfishness, uh, it's a way of seeing the realization of others. And I believe in communities. Sometimes communities disappear, so you need to actually rebuild communities. I believe also in innovations. I don't like to be, stuck in one thing. You need to actually, put things out for people to respond. Okay, and that's my major goal. It's I want to see people responding to things. Growing in the arts here and seeing, the division that were, part of the institutions that now are surrounding us. Um, you have digital and you have film, and when technologies start changing, these organizations, whether they load themselves with a lot of new equipment on digital, and the other ones that were more into film, they also put their balance into the digital to continue their competitiveness and the ecology of what the system was uh, using. Um, Instead, as a person that values immensely the film preservation and materiality, I started accumulating all these specific pieces of equipment that I value it absolutely as a not just a piece of museum, but as a you know as a tool that can help to a transformative work. Okay, so if you use a animation table, you can actually see it on a viewer, and film from the viewer, or film from a monitor that is under the Oxberry, and then go and transfer it in a JK. And so the tools are a mediation for working, and they're all working kind of in a hybrid mode. It's not, I don't make the separation of digital and film. How those technologies can be hybridized and be more, kind of productive. I really think that the most valuable thing is not to have a strings attached. Uh, if I request money for a project, I have a project that we think that we need to deliver. Okay. Um, I don't have a core funding that will tell me you need to, work within this frame. Um, I know that I want to make work, and I want to have people making work in a place that is part of a society. There are values that shouldn't change. And so the respect part, the openness, the welcoming, those are values that they will be always there. Pix Film Gallery is not a gallery. It's a gallery for the viewer, of any kind of art form. Okay, so that's the gallery. Okay, Pix Film Collective. We are not a collective. The collective is the community. So it's a kind of a response to one to each other. It's how you want to interpret it, okay? You enter and you see film equipment. Well, it's not just film, it's hybrid modes of production. So I'm always trying to, kind of divert the meaning, okay? And that's what gives you freedom, okay, and independence. And I've been doing projects that are in augmented reality. Well, it doesn't, where it fits in film or in video or in digital or in what. It's like performance or whatever. It's everything, okay? So you can do a, augmented reality with film, okay? But and who knows what we're going to do in the future, but we're always thinking and thinking.
At least with space like this, we know we'll be ready for it.
Yeah, exactly. So, so this place is all mobile, and it can be rearranged for different, necessities.
Well, you've held a lot of different kinds of shows here, right?
Yeah.
I remember
So,
when we had the key frame show, and you had like just an amazing range of
it was
different
amazing
kinds of work.
Yeah, and we put walls here and divide the place, and there was another half wall around here. So I even put some wood stuff on the around, so people can actually hang things and without disrupting the space. And there are two projectors. One is facing this big screen, and the other one is facing the screen that is, in the window outdoor. So, and I have now speakers outside. So I'm thinking that the next round of artists I'm going to invite is more like sound performances. So I want to, I've been thinking of, put more sound outside, and yeah, and make it more for the people outside. Okay, there's a lot of people passing by, and it's like I always put music, but this one, I wanted to have something more experimental outside. Anyway, this is used, for artists to do their own workshops, to run their own programs, and everything can be accommodated the way it's needed. So sometimes people call me and say, hey, I need the space, blah, 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 and say, just come and look at the space, and how can we serve the necessities of your show. Yeah, and it's very affordable. So so it's not part of a business plan. It's part of just paying the rent. Yeah. Sometimes I see some shows where they present the artist in his studio, and it's all perfectly, organized, and I say, well, I don't know how they do. So this is a optical printer, and it was transformed. This is supposed to be just this part that was, a title machine, but with the help of a wonderful friend, Charles Bagnall, we did these modifications, and now this is an optical printer that has a aerial, system where you project from the projector onto the glass, and the glass, gets the image, onto the camera, and here, we put a software that it was designed to work with the projector and the camera, and you can, decide how many frames you want to shoot and how many frames the projector will go and the camera will go, and create your own, imagery of via a very, very simple code.
Here's a machine I know.
This is the machine that, and the machines, they have names. This is the Bruce Elder machine. I'm very happy that Bruce put this piece of equipment in my hands, because it took a long time, but it has been absolutely restored in the same way that he had it, in his studio for the production of his films, that I can now understand the meticulously, in weaving way that he made his films. So I still have the box, the old box that you can see it from here. This box was all the electronics and the control setting. So that's a piece of history, and but with the help of Rob Cruikshank and Robert Argume, he's a software developer, and we created this new set of boxes. Each box represent one projector, and the electronics were retraced and accommodated into much smaller, pieces of electronic, and a software was created to manage the movement of the projectors and the system with the camera. So you can see here the this is the control, with the projectors and the camera. And if I run it, like right now, I decided I'm not gonna, this is gonna be a still image, this is gonna be a running image, and this is gonna be a still, and this is gonna be a running. So I run the program, and so the synchronicity of these machines are alive. Yeah. Here I have, a table for editing, and there's different works that I'm working right now, and I'm trying to, do different experiments. And the washroom is the lab. Okay. And and here there is a, among the recipes, there is a whole, this is like the archives of all the stuff that we've been doing. We have a lot of films here, and
all behind the curtain.
and behind the curtain we have, these are parts of my, no, it's okay. These are parts of my films here. It's an archive of my films, more archive of my films, and plenty of other films that are, from different sources, and 16 and 35, which sometimes I dust off and screen. I was doing screenings through the window during COVID. And this is the Pascal Blais camera. It's a completely automated Oxberry machine, 16 and 35, and I have gates for 4x3 and 16 by 9 as well. and yeah, and all the different tools for, you know, changing things here, and you know, repairs, and I have plenty of also microphone and synths and pedals, you know, because I like doing some sound stuff. Then we have here this other machine. So this is a system that this is the Ishu Patel camera. So Ishu Patel called me one day and said, "Do you want my camera?" And I said, "I would love to have your camera." So I went to Kingston and picked it up, and some people helped me setting it up. So the way this camera at the end, I keep it just to do transfers from digital to film. So I have, you know, different, you know, setups here for different gates, and you know, and a monitor that I did extensive research, and you know, end up using that one. I just shot some stuff yesterday, and you know, the magazine goes here. So again, it's for 16 and 35, and I have also the gates for 4x3 and 16x9, and a software that controls, you know, the digital to film that goes like that fast. Okay, so yeah, it's and here, you know, recently I got this you know 16 millimeter transfer machine, and I can use I can, you know, I can transfer 4K, and it really helps in the flow of the work, because I can actually shoot some stuff, process it, and dry it, and do the transferring right away. So the artists that have been coming here to do some work, they're super happy because they can actually see the results right away, and you know, experiment, you know, from one end to the other one. So it does help a lot. I always said, we have all these resources. You need something special from Lyft, it's around the corner. You know, you can get a membership, go and rent the equipment that you need. If I don't have it here, or you can go here, or you can go to another digital house that is also, you know, close by, and you know, and get the resources from there. And here is going to be a complement. So I'm not trying to say, you know, we have everything here. You know, it's like, no, we are in a ecology of organizations, and even the studio membership, that the studio immersion program that I do, it tells, you know, the artists, you give me your necessities, and if you have necessities that are in another organization, let me know, because we can put it in the process of, you know, subsidizing also that part of your work, because that is community. Okay, I have certain resources, somebody else has other kind of resources, so let's use them. One thing that you know, I'm really conscious is that when you are experimenting, you need to have like the best options. Okay, uh, there's no excuse because you are experimenting that things needs to be, you know, in bad shape. So I try to maintain the equipment in a good shape, so you don't have too much friction with your time and your results. It's like you're here to experiment with good tools, okay? So that's and it's difficult to maintain them. So, but it's it's part of the space.